Have Kabam revealed one of the new champions coming to the game in June? Update on the Incursions bugs. We've got next month's champ buffs news dropping later on today, and Horseman synergy is broken. Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Marvel Contest of Champions news show for Wednesday. How you doing? A bit of a weird start for me in the video, but you know, you've got to give a bit of enthusiasm, a little bit of oomph to life, because life is life. Da, 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 da. And I mean by that by hitting the like button and as well hitting subscribe or post notifications on. Also when videos pop up you get to see them, and as well following on Twitter, Discord and all the different types of socials and things to get informed when videos pop up for you. Now we've got to move on and give thanks. Thank you so much to the people that support the channel here on YouTube as YouTube members. Those that are Patreon and do the very kind Patreon once a month. Thank you so much to those. They're on screen now. And also those that, if you've got Amazon Prime and want to give a free Twitch sub, please consider myself, that'd be most kind. Plus all the people that give tier 1 subs, donation bits, all those gifted subs, man. Massive amount of gifted subs from Rufus last night and the rest of the peoples. Thank you so much and appreciate you. Much love. See you later on for the live stream. We've got a lot to cover, so let's just get into this. We've got pinned comment down below or in the description is the time code if you want to skip to anything, but it's all important information, and as well to keep yourself informed. Watch from start to finish. That would be the best thing to support the channel. So yeah, unable to repeat 10 Rings tournament. This is something where there's not just this, there's a multitude of bits of content. This came to a head last week, at the end of last week, and there definitely has been little tips and little bits here and there within this week. So you go into a quest, and then what you're trying to do is repeat the quest again, but you'll find you can't move. The best remedy for this at the moment is to just reset the game. So just kind of come out, close down the game, and then go back into it, and it will mean that you can go further in your quest. Again, to explain if you didn't know already, is if for whatever reason you're like, I can't go any further, which this player is kind of showing here, there's no green there for him to actually go down, him or her, and the same thing there, unable to go to the Shang-Chi boss. So just reset your device, as Kabam even said there. It's not a great fix to be honest, but it sorts it out for the time being until, you know, they can look into this and get it sorted. I had it with Act 7.2 actually when I was playing around. So yeah, Kabamzip says, hey there, as some mentioned, restarting the app usually takes care of this, though sometimes it can take a few times, which not very good. But hopefully this can be resolved as soon as possible. I think it has been resolved, but if you are experiencing it, do bear this in mind if you're thinking about a fix. Okay, we got to talk about the Horseman of Apocalypse synergy that is now not working as intended. Funny enough, this has been something that was mentioned to Kabam back in March, and maybe it's something that kind of resolved itself in some sort of way. The biggest thing from this is that this is a persistent charge based system. The biggest problem with the persistent charge based system as it is at the moment is it's incredibly bugged. How is this bugged? Well, it goes back a long time. It actually goes back to the situation of when we started seeing the very early Nick Fury in phase 2, as opposed to having both phases available, the kind of well, persistent charge, or anything that's got the kind of turquoisey blue type marker of persistency. Which comes a problem if you want to use some of your favourite champions in some various different content, from incursions, from AQ, right the way through to questing. If it's not available, it's problematic if you've got that as a kind of a specific counter. So back in March, this was alerted to Kabam, and again, plenty of feedback for it. Why is this relevant to now? Well, it's important to look back at where the problem is and kind of bring people up to speed. And especially because info was asked back in early April, and then all of a sudden there was a big gap as to maybe this had been fixed for whatever reason, especially between April 8th and April 28th. Doesn't mean that there's not a problem. It could mean that players are putting into the persistent charge-based forum issue as information. So it could be the reason that there's such a big gap. But the biggest thing is, if there was a fix or not a fix, it's now broken. And if there hadn't been fixed, then players, you know, now really looking to have this fixed. And again, some of these stories in a nutshell, again, if you're unfamiliar with what I'm talking about. So for this player here says, keeps happening to me in AQ using 5-star Apocalypse, 6-star Cable and a 5-star Archangel as Horseman. 2 fights in and Archangel loses his Horseman ability. Happens every time and it's really annoying and costing resources, especially as you expect him to be bleed immune. Especially at the point as, yeah, you know, with the interaction. So far, and that was May 23rd, we are without an answer from Kabam on the subject. I mean, you know, even looking to here. So there, Alliance Quest Map 4. So we were using some Map 4s as options. Game crashed, immediately reopened the game, and Horseman was lost, no boost. So, you know, even from doing that. So that's another thing. It's not just about doing, like, going in and finding this working fine. So if you crash and then you come back in and it's not, you're not able to kind of use it, then that can be a problem. Especially if you activate it, go into fight like here, and then find that you know, it's not working correctly, or you go from fight to fight, or you know, anything with this seems to be a problem to a degree. This does actually lead me to think that we have a bigger problem. If you remember the story that I covered on Monday, which was the parry curse issue, that is a crossfight based effect. So what if crossfight based effects as well as persistent charges have big bugs and problems at the moment? This is something that definitely needs to be addressed by Kabam, and as well, I'd like more information as to, is there a bigger thing at hand? Is there something that Kabam are trying to fix at the moment, and what they've done is they've just kind of something else is broken as a result. But yeah, lots of players still talking about this. Is this persistent charge based problems that are definitely causing, you know, further issues? That is yet to be seen, and I will let you know what's going down whenever I know anything. But so far, Kabam haven't answered against this particular thread just yet. So we'll see what happens on Friday, see if I can update you any more info. Okay, an update on the Incursions bug. If you remember, again, on Monday, we talked about the problems with incursions. Again, if you haven't seen that video, just to kind of keep you kind of like updated in the loop, it's just a case that players were in the wrong tiering, and as well, pending. That was pending for the rewards that you can pick up. So that was not good and very annoying. It's also further annoying that Kabam had a, well, not Kabam, but Canada had a national holiday on Monday, so it meant that any kind of time to develop this and improve this is not really there. So as of, and the latest kind of like info on this is that we're still pending as of today. But yeah, was not able to earn Sector 8 zone rewards. Means most of all of us that weren't originally tier 1 are missing out on the regular zone rewards. This is an assumption, of course. So yes, any further things? Yeah, still there. I'm waiting from 3 days ago, still shows pending today. And it's the last day of this reward. It's time sensitive for this, so there needs to be somewhat of an answer, because look, if it refreshes, then you know, all of this is forgotten. There was an update from Kabam. They did respond about this. They kind of like sent me something, so I'll just read it out. They say, incursions issues are on our radar. We know what the problem is, but we'll need engineers to look into this, why it's happening tomorrow. And yes, it's a very old one. That was taken from a direct message that I got from Kabam on that subject. I thought what we do next, and now for this story, is we would look over some of the known issues just quickly, what is going to be resolved in the next update, what's being investigated. So pre-fight abilities may not be able to fight after they've been activated. Yeah, I mean, that's a massive known issue at the moment when it comes to like the anything persistent, anything pre-fight is problematic at the moment for the game. But lots of things around investigation. The way that Archangel works is a really weird one here, where the passive stun from Magnetus House Effects pre-fight ability can sometimes cause Colossus to push opponents farther back when he uses parry. Interesting, funky. So yeah, that's still weird because that's still like a very old thing in investigation. And the two here, which is there's an issue where Doc Ock's chemistry breakthrough is missing from his signature ability Tex. The regeneration thing, I'm not 100% sure if that's been resolved yet, which you know, we did cover on the channel. There's an issue where Civil Warrior is able to reduce Archangel's bleed ability accuracy. There's a lot of things as well that are just kind of, yeah, some weird stuff. A lot of Archangel related stuff. I'm sure there's more than this, so it would be good to have a lot more added to this one. But maybe these are very kind of low-end time stuff for Kabam to fix, as opposed to some of the bigger stuff, which is like the persistent charges, the Horseman stuff, the crossfight stuff, which, let's face it, that's, yeah, big problem. Which is that here, there's an issue where the Horseman of Apocalypse crossfight ability can sometimes be removed when disconnecting. So that's one of them, but also a lot of players saying that they're kind of, they're just using it. Or maybe it's a case like when they decide like, okay, well, I've done up to my full energy in Alliance Quest or whatever content you're doing, you're then like, okay, well, I'm going to go to sleep, or I need to go and do stuff, I'm on a break at work, on a break at school, whatever I'm doing, you then go back to it and it's just not working. So yeah, that definitely does need to be resolved. So yeah, hopefully there's more added to this. When the release notes come in towards the end of the week, we'll then have a look, see if anything is on there that's not on here. Next up, be prepared for a big info drop. Later on at 10 AM PST, so that's 1800 hours GMT for those that don't know, there's going to be a big info drop for the buff champions for the month of June. Will it indeed be the ones that have been rumoured, speculated and all that stuff right there? Well, you have to find out. It all kicks off at 10 AM PST today on the channel, and then there'll be a flurry of them being released, so be here. And now we move on to a very important story as well. With all the kind of the rumour speculations and all those little teasers, there's definitely a tease that's been done by Kabam. Right here is this image that's been released. What if Summoner, what if Wonder no longer when you set your rider for June's motion comic? I believe this is going to be in 2 days time, so it'll be on Friday if I've done my maths correctly, or it could be Thursday. Either way, it's going to be exciting to see that. I do like a nice motion comic, and especially because this design is very familiar. Now, a lot of people have speculated based on one particular character. There's kind of like similar, same, and definitely a lot of resemblances, especially if we scroll down to the little info here saying maybe, yep, possibly. My lips are sealed. My lips are sealed on this stuff, but it's very exciting to see what people are saying with what character this can be. Again, all very fun. Everyone's excited for this. I'm excited as well, and more on this on, I believe, Thursday or Friday, depending when the new info is dropped. So yeah, this does look very much like, as many people are saying, yes, indeed, it does look very much like that, doesn't it? Definitely like Morningstar. So yeah, what do you think it is? Who do you think it is? What do you think it is? Why do you think it is? All that lovely stuff as well. So yeah, that's... And our final story to go over is arena predictions. All my predictions are down below for you to check out. And yeah, like with this, I do feel that that Mr. Negative isn't going to go as high as Shang-Chi, but definitely is pretty cool as a champion to check out. And Gambit is okay, but I don't know if I see a huge amount of players actually going to grind for him. So this puts me at a point of saying that Mr. Negative as a 6-star, I feel it's going to go for 120 mil. Especially looking at Shang-Chi, I think the minimum was 140 mil for the champion. The 5-star version of Mr. Negative, 35 mil. The 6-star Gambit, I'm going with 45 mil, especially if we're looking at the same way that Stealth Suit Spidey went. That's going to be like a big issue if like trying to guess that players are like, oh, we're interested in Mortal Abomination but not Stealth Suit Spidey, and then this week for whatever reason is that they go high with one and low with the other. It just depends, because like Falcon went for what, 70 mil, so it's something to kind of go like, oh, this is a guessing game. I definitely feel there's an opportunity when there's one key champion that a lot of big grinders want to go for, then the other option that maybe a little bit kind of, well, weaker, gives you an option to grind for if you can do arena, which we're still waiting for an answer on, by the way, for things to be changed. Look out for that very, very soon. And the 5-star Gambit, 20 mil, I just feel that's going to be very low. When it comes to different types of cutoff point, I would say check out some previous things that I've posted. In the community tab now, I am posting results. So that will go out a little bit earlier than Marvel True Cost, but you should always get a Marvel True Cost to get the full results and stuff, because it's done through the arena night. So yeah, make sure it's kind of like catch up with that info. And there we go, that's been your Marvel Contest of Champions news show for Wednesday. As I said, lots of info is dropping later on when it comes to the champion buffs for June, so make sure to come back to the channel at 10 AM PST, or information will be put out on Discord and as well on my Twitter, so make sure as well to be around for that. Thank you so much for watching. Check out some other content and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.